Good Follow Show presented by DraftKings. It's your girl, Ros and today's episode, we have a very special guest interview coming to us from the Phoenix Mercury, as well as a Notre Dame alum who won a national championship, an NCAA championship in 2018. We got Kathryn Westbeld here joining us. What's up, Kat? How are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited to dive in with you. I mean, your story to being on the Phoenix Mercury in your rookie season is captivating because for a number of reasons, but I think the most obvious is you're a 29-year-old rookie. It took you
hmm
it took you years to get your shot in the WNBA. So now that you're here and living it, how is it? How do you feel?
I feel great. It's been an awesome season so far. I honestly couldn't have scripted a better rookie season for myself, honestly. Coming right into the season, we had a lot of injuries, a lot of adversity early on. So it kind of gave me an opportunity to really make my mark from the beginning. So, I've really just taken advantage of the opportunity at hand, and I'm just, happy to be a part of such a great organization. And we're headed into playoffs here soon, so it's an exciting part of the season, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. Was the WNBA what you expected or what you had thought it would be?
Um, you hear stories, not so good and good ones, and so I wasn't really sure what I was kind of getting myself into. I did go to a training camp in LA right out of college, um, and it wasn't quite as great, I would say, as the Mercury training camp. So, it's been everything and more being here. So I'm just really happy with this organization.
Yeah. And I mean, if you even just think about that journey, right? So you come out of Notre Dame, you're an NCAA champion, you're undrafted, and then you eventually begin, is it 7 years overseas? There were a lot of stops, different countries that you played for.
hmm
Could you talk about just what your experience became playing overseas, the countries you played for and the
Yeah,
journeys you took?
yeah, definitely. I think it was a total of 6 years. I know there's another year in there,
Yeah.
but with COVID and everything, I ended up not playing
Hmm.
that year just because I didn't want to get stuck in any, country, and who knew what was going on at that point. So I stayed home a year, and I actually took a day job, 9 to 5. Didn't even know I was going to get back into basketball. It was such a crazy time. So I worked at that job for 6 months, finished the training program, and then finally my agent called and was like, "We have a job for you." And I was like, "Thank God, because this is not for me." But yeah, it has been such a journey. I didn't know the WNBA it kind of seemed out of reach, especially during that time. Didn't know if I was going to pick up a basketball again professionally. Um, so just to be where I am and just knowing everything that I've been through to get here is just
Hmm.
very humbling. And I'm just grateful for the whole ride because it has been a lot ups and downs and great, experiences with everything. But yeah, I feel like I've been everywhere. I've been, Spain, Italy, France, Hungary, Puerto Rico, Australia. I even was in Israel for, I think, not even 2 weeks during the war. Literally right
Hmm.
before the war started, I was there and had to make a quick, escape. It took a few days to get out, tons of flights canceled and a little scary moment in there. But yeah, it's been quite a journey. But I'm definitely grateful to be back in the US now.
Yeah. Of all the places you traveled to and played in, what was your best experience? What was your favorite place to be?
Um, I really enjoyed my time in Australia. I lived across the street from the beach, so I'm a big beach girly, so it's hard not to enjoy that. People are great, the culture is awesome. I also really enjoyed my time in Italy. I'm part Italian, so it kind of felt, a little at home, and
Mhm.
just the family culture they have there, it just reminds me of how my family is. So it felt really homey there, and obviously the food is incredible, and just the little towns and the historical little places you find in Italy. It was just,
Mhm.
honestly, it felt like you're living in a dream being there.
What was your hardest experience?
I would probably say my other than going through the war in Israel, I would say my first year overseas in Spain, I went for the second half of the season because I played in Puerto Rico right out of college. And it was just different, a little culture shock. I was there for 4 months. They moved me three different times to three different apartments. The coach and I didn't see eye to eye. We were losing and she wasn't playing me. I was playing well, but I don't know. It was just a lot of, it was more of a, she was happy, like they were happy to participate. And I'm like, we're losing. Like, what are we doing here? So just, I think a bit of a culture shock, but I'm definitely glad I gave, Europe another try because I really do love it. And I love just experiencing new things and meeting new people and traveling and everything. So I really have enjoyed my experience in Europe.
Yeah, I definitely know so many people who have played. I've played overseas. I know people who have. Like it is not for everyone,
It's
but
not.
also, yeah. And there are certainly like on top of trials that you can go through, you're doing this all away from your like support system and the comforts of your home in
Hmm.
the US. But like I'm totally the type of person who like will immerse myself where I'm
Oh,
at, will
yeah.
try the food. I will
Hmm.
like go and try and learn the language. So it sounds kind of like you were able to find some beauty in the
Yes,
journey as well.
absolutely. I think that's so important to go into it with an open mind because you really are so isolated and you don't know the language and your teammates may or may not speak English or so I think it's really important to go into it with an open mind. But I will say, especially that year in Spain, like I have an aunt and uncle who come and visit me in different countries, but like they really saved me that year and just they travel a lot, so they were able to like kind of show me the ropes and everything and help me to like, emerge more into the culture and not be so afraid to like go get a coffee or.
Mhm.
So I think they
Yeah.
really set me up for success and being able to, take care of myself when being overseas.
Shout out to your aunt and uncle. And
Yes.
I do want to revisit like the corporate role you also took. Like you kind of touched on it. You legitimately took an office job. Like
Yes.
you were an account executive, I believe at
Hmm.
Total Quality Logistics. I saw.
Yes.
What was
Yes.
your role? What were the tasks you were doing? And like eventually did you just realize like, nah, I got more hoops to play.
Um, yeah, it was a lot of being on the phone, a lot of cold calls, a lot of I was kind of the middleman in between like our client and like either a driver or whatever, because it's logistics. You're kind of just organizing pickups and just transportation. So you're on the phone with drivers and you're on the phone with clients and things like that. But yeah, it was just a lot. Sitting there all day, like and it's just like sales also. I feel like you kind of lose your moral compass a little bit because you're like, obviously, the margin that you get is what you make. And so it's just like you're kind of lying to people a little bit. And I just felt so wrong internally about everything. And, people sitting at the desk, and it's like, you're ordering out every day, people are eating Chinese, like, it's just such an unhealthy and unfit lifestyle. And it was just totally against like kind of who I am as a person. And so it was not the best 6 months I've ever had, but it definitely was an experience and something I've learned from. And luckily I know what I don't want to do. So
Right. And
there's a positive to it.
sometimes these experiences of like learning what's not right for you are so valuable. But for me, I mean, just in kind of walking with you through the journey, both on the court and even some off court, escapades and experiences, how did you not ever give up on the dream and the game? How did you do that to get to here, to finally make it to the WNBA?
Um, I just have a love for the game. Like everyone would always ask me, how long are you going to play for? And I'm just like, I'm just kind of taking it season by season. And it's like every season I was getting better and I was, having better seasons, better numbers. And it's just like, why would I stop when I'm like on an uphill trend? Like it just doesn't make sense for me to just, turn it in right now. And so I don't know. You just get to work every summer in the off season and I don't know. It's just led me to where I am. I think you really have to have a love for the game because,
Mhm.
you're going to have bad experiences. But I feel like also with that, it's how can you turn it into a good experience? And I
Mhm.
think I go back to my aunt and uncle, like they really did a lot, whether they think they did or not, but like helping me have a good experience in that first trip to Spain, like my first overseas experience, they were able to make me have a like turn my mindset to where it's like I look back and I'm like, no, that was a good experience. And like so now everywhere I go, it's like where do you see the silver lining? And so
Mm,
if you can see the silver lining in everything, I feel like you can just continue to do it because it's gonna like you're gonna get good out of it regardless. So
absolutely. Absolutely. But look, if you wanted to, you could have become a chef, like a professional chef, because I
yeah.
saw like you have a scintillating Instagram account, Cat's Cuisine on IG, and I went and perused through it. These dishes look incredible. Like this is not like, oh, I'm making, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches between games. Like we're talking juices and smoothies. We're talking lasagna, ramen, Mediterranean, Greek, shrimp and crab boil, salads. Just the diversity of cuisine and the way that food looks. I know it's good. Like, how did you get into cooking?
Um, in another life, I think I'm a chef. No. Um, so my dad always had a garden growing up, and he's a great chef himself, and my mom cooks. And so I was just always a sponge in the kitchen, like, hanging around. We have a big family, so you're hanging around the kitchen. Parents are cooking, you're at the dinner table with, your siblings. And I was just always asking questions, watching what he was doing. And then when you go overseas, it's like the food over there is so good, like the produce and everything, and you're experiencing different types of cuisines and different flavors and everything. So I just, took what I learned and that's one of my favorite things is going like getting to a new country and going to their grocery store and like seeing things that like I haven't seen before or trying different things. Or sometimes I'll just go in the meat section and grab some slice of meat and I'll go home and I'll be like, Dad, what is this? And he'd be like, oh, that looks like, I'm like, okay, what do I do with it? And so it's just like kind of experimenting and um yeah, like it's just fun to me. And I'm like, I feel like I'm very much like a artist also. So like I kind of turn like it is an art.
Mm-hmm.
Food is an art. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like I feel like I've been able to just kind of take the two of those and turn it into kind of my lifestyle of like, healthy eating, athletics, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's all a part of it and it's all, what helps you be the best you can be. So I don't know, I've just really enjoyed it and you have so much time overseas. So yeah, I make the most of my time.
Yes, food is a love language. So
It
I'm
really is.
curious. It really is.
Hmm.
I'm very fluent in food, or maybe in eating is better for me. But so no formal training. This you're learning as you're going on the
Oh yeah.
cooking.
Yes.
Have you cooked for your teammates on the Phoenix Mercury? Have you had anybody over for dinner?
Actually, no, not yet. They take care of us here really well. So I have really not had to cook. At our facility, our chefs take care of a lot. So I'm always
Mhm.
taking stuff to go for dinner and it's pretty taxing. We play so much, like we're hardly even home. So to be able to like kind of rest and not be on my feet cooking and it's been really nice. But
Must
I
be nice.
do I do miss it. My little sister came when we played Chicago this past time and I was like, "Do you want to go to dinner?" And she's like, "Maybe we'll just order in." And I was just like, "She wants a home cooked meal." So I actually, for the first time, I made her a little dinner when she came. We had a nice little little
What
sister
are
night.
what are your go-to like best dishes? And if you had a restaurant, what would you name it?
Um, well, go to, I don't really have go tos. It's just, I feel like growing up in a big family, it's kind of just improvising. What's in the fridge? What do you have? What's in season? What's available? So it's really just what's in the fridge. I probably eat a lot of chicken, a lot of salmon.
Hmm.
Um, my dad's great at cooking steak, so I've like when I'm overseas, I try to, get into that a little bit
Hmm.
more. Um,
You're
just
crushing the content though. Like it looks so delicious. And maybe the name of
thank
your
you.
restaurant could be What's in Cat's Fridge. Or I don't know.
That'd be cute. No, yeah, something like that. I don't know. But it's just like I do this because I'm an artist, I feel like it's all about presentation. So even if I'm just by myself, the camera's not on, like I'm doing all the same stuff. Like it's presented, it looks good, the presentation is nice. Like that's just kind of who I am. So I'm like, okay, everyone was just like, why don't you post your stuff? But it's like I feel like a lot of times when like foodie pages do that, they're doing it to post. I'm doing it to eat. So it's different because, it takes so long filming and all that stuff.
Right,
So
right, right.
it's tough, but I've been working on it a little bit.
Absolutely. And you mentioned though your younger sister, so Maddy Westbeld, and
Hmm.
that's been a fantastic part of the story too. You guys end up being drafted in the same draft class, even though I
Hmm.
think is it a 6 year gap between you
Yeah,
guys?
6 years.
So you're 29, she's 23. You again finished in 2018 after winning a national championship at Notre Dame. She came
Hmm.
out of Notre Dame this year in the class of 2025 and was drafted number 16 to the Chicago Sky.
Hmm.
And I saw that in some ways you call this divine timing, that you
Hmm.
guys as a family could have this together. So if you could just describe like what the bond is between you two as sisters growing up and now as pros and fellow rookies, interestingly
Hmm.
enough.
Yeah, it has been such a special journey for us individually and obviously together. She took an extra year in college too. Like I feel like I've been waiting for her to be pro, so we can kind of finally be on that same level. And she ended up taking another year. And, that other year gave me another great season in Hungary and got a great training camp contract in Phoenix. And it's just, it doesn't make sense how it just all worked out the way it does. So that's why we kind of keep going to divine timing because I mean, God did that. Like, if you really want
Mhm.
to sit down and talk about it, but yeah, it's just been really special, and we've been best friends for so long, and I feel like when we grew up, like, yeah, we argued and stuff, but my mom's just like, you guys are gonna be best friends one day. You might as well start now. So, we really did, and we've just been so inseparable, and in the summers we're working out together. Like that's our favorite thing to do together is work out. So it's like summers we can't wait because it's like that's our bonding time. We just
Mhm.
go in every summer. Dogs, literally like it's the funnest thing to us, and we eat healthy and we cook together, and like we both just share so many interests together, and just being able to do it all and like reach this moment at the same time, like it was
Mhm.
just divine timing. There's nothing else I can
Yeah.
say about that.
Yeah. And when you guys finally saw each other on the court for, this WNBA season, how was it for your family? Were there house divided jerseys and hats being made? And who rooted for who?
Yeah. I wouldn't say we were divided, but definitely my uncle made my parents a couple hats. Um, half and half hats, and now my parents have half and half shirts, and I think the whole family is kind of getting on that trend. So no, it's just really cool. And our last Chicago game at Chicago, I think we had about 30 plus people come up, like drive up from Dayton, which is about a 5 hour drive of just friends and family and just a huge support system. And it's just like, just a testament of like how their love and support and what it's done for
Mhm.
us. Just to
Mhm.
see everybody there was a really special moment for us and our family.
And you guys have your paths have always been somewhat intertwined despite the age gap. Like, Maddy
Hmm.
went to Notre Dame after you went to Notre Dame. I mean, your tenure there finished in the ultimate way with the championship, right?
Hmm.
Um, and when I think about it, like that 2018 Notre Dame team in particular had so many pros on it. It's yourself, Arike Ogunbowale, Marina Mabrey,
Hmm.
Jackie
Jessica
Young,
Shepard. Yeah.
Jessica Shepard. Who else am I
Uh-huh.
missing?
Brianna Turner.
Yeah, but there were so many injuries that year too. Like not everybody
She was
played.
injured. Those were, yeah, our starting
Yeah,
five now that I'm in the league are all. all in the league.
You want to know something funny? This is like generation gap though, but so I played at Stanford and our entire starting five was in the WNBA except for me.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up being the one who talked the most. So I'm a broadcaster and I interview them. But just I understand that feeling and
Well, you're
it's
still in the
crazy that
league. You're still involved.
yeah, but I'm just like, yo, how cool that you completed that. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
That's how lit that team was. And
Yeah.
actually, your sister's Notre Dame class is impressive too, because it's her. Sonia Citron's out here for Rookie of
Hmm.
the Year consideration. Like,
Right.
what is it about Notre Dame players? Why there's so many of y'all that have come out and been pro ready? Why?
I mean, it goes a lot into the coaching staff. Like, I mean, Maddie didn't have Muffet, but
Mm.
I mean, a Hall of Fame coach. Like, people want to play for coaches like that. And Niele being the recruiter that she is, I think people just had faith in her from the very beginning. I think Maddie, when she got the coaching job, Maddie was her first call and was like, "We're going to do this together." And it's just like it is that culture that they have built. And I think, just their recruiting style and just that family community that they built there. Like Notre Dame is a special place. And like their little slogan that they say is it's not about 4 years, it's about 40 years. And it's just like you want to be, it's up, you want to be your best self. And I feel like Notre Dame is going to challenge you enough and make you uncomfortable enough to where you have no choice but to grow or you're not going to make it out of Notre Dame. So I don't know. It's just a group of people who really hold themselves to excellence.
Yeah. You know, that excellence, that run in particular y'all had was very memorable. What will you never forget about the dramatic Notre Dame run in that Final Four to the championship? Because you guys, one, were down so many bodies. You had so many injuries. And
Hmm.
then Enrique had two game winners, if I'm not mistaken, against UConn and then Mississippi State for the championship. And it's
Hmm.
all in front of Kobe, like Kobe
Yeah,
Bryant. What do
I
you
know.
remember about that? Well, you'll never forget about that run.
Um, I mean, it was a full circle moment for me. I'm from Ohio. I won a state championship in Columbus. It might have even been the same arena. I don't remember now, but it was just such a full moment. I had my high school coaches there. I had my middle school coach there. Um, Teammates, like it was meant to be. Like I feel like it was written. And even Niele, when she won her national championship in 2001, it was in her hometown, St. Louis, and it's just like we both wore number 33, and it was just little things like that. It's just the stars aligned for us, and
Mhm.
yeah, I mean I remember we were down like 14 or 15 at half in that championship game, and like I wasn't nervous at all. Like I knew the outcome of the game. I didn't know how. I didn't could have never guessed that Enrique was going to hit that shot again, but like I feel like I already knew the outcome of that game. So I don't know. It's just meant to be,
I feel like you have a lot of these kind of moments in your like life story here.
right? I know. I kind of do. Just keep the faith, and I mean, it's all about work ethic. Like if you work at something long enough, and I feel like it's bound to eventually meet you. And it's cool actually. Uh, when I was in the third grade, I remember I went to a national championship game, and I think Candace Parker, I forget who they played, but I just remember Candace Parker, like obviously a legend. And I remember she won a national championship game, and like literally from the third grade, I was like, I want to do that. I'm gonna win a national championship. And so like my entire childhood, like that was my goal. And I feel like it is really important, like for young girls to get out there, go to games, and like physically see it in person because like that a lot, like that was my path. And so
Hmm.
every decision I ever made, I'm just like, I know what I want to do. Like I know what
Hmm.
decision I have to make because it's going to lead me there. So
Hmm.
yeah, just a cool little thing that I
Yeah.
had to look forward
Yeah.
to.
I mean, I'm just getting to know you a bit, but you've got some unwavering faith and you have um game changing conviction about you. So like it's really impressive, which is hard because I know a lot of people who be in their heads way too much to have gone through everything that you do. And so like that's a skill in itself. And so like to take us through that now to like come to where you are right now, just with the Phoenix Mercury. Um, so, girl, you were thrown right into the fire because, especially with all of like the injuries that were happening to some of the like big name players and stuff.
Hmm.
You've started a majority of the games this season. You've more recently been coming off the bench, but a huge role like you have carved out. What is the role you've carved out for Coach Tibbetts and the Phoenix Mercury?
Whatever they need. I've kind of always been that person, kind of positionless, kind of, am I going to get 10 rebounds today? Am I going to get that one really crucial rebound at the end of the game? Like, that's just kind of been the player that people have named me as. Back in Notre Dame, they'd call me the glue player, the person who just keeps everyone together, doing all the little things, the intangibles. What I do isn't always going to show up on the stat sheet, but I feel like our front office here, like that's who they know me as, and that's who they see. And so just to be recognized as like, because a lot of times, like I said, you don't show up on the stat sheets a lot, but like they reassure me, like they see what I'm doing out there, and um, it's not always the most rewarding role, but at the end of the day, like it's what helps us win. And I feel like that is the most important thing to me. So I feel like that's why I've had such a important, role on this team, and a piece of our success is because I am that person doing the little things that doesn't always show up. And I feel like every successful team needs that person.
Yeah. Another person that does all the little things and also all the big things is Alyssa Thomas. What's it
Hmm.
like? So, what's it like playing alongside her? I know she's a very captivating leader for teams.
Yeah. I have never played with anyone like her. And it's truly like it has been amazing playing with her, like learning from her, because I feel like we have been in similar positions. Like her whole career, I feel like she's been overlooked. Like she does so many things and she has been overlooked. And so to be here and to like see her success and see people recognize her for what she's actually doing, like it just makes me so happy because I know that she deserves that. Like she deserves the MVP. And um, just to be able to learn from her every day in and out, and for her, like just the leader like that she is and her type of leadership, she's keeping people accountable. And I feel like she, no, like she really is, like she's going to let you know. And I feel like, that's why we've been really successful, even playing with so many rookies from the beginning, is because she's led the way. Like she's going to make sure that we're doing what we need to do. And one special thing about her is she's not going to ask you to do anything that she's not going to do herself. Like she absolutely is doing everything. And so it's okay for her to tell you to do that because she's going to do it. So
Mhm.
she's a very special player and person, and I'm just really happy to be, a part of the team with her.
Yeah. What about Nate Tibbetts? He's relatively new to the WNBA. Like he's only been here what maybe a year more than you or two or something. So
Yeah.
how is he helping to sculpt and mold this team into what it is, which is very highly successful this season?
Yeah. I mean, I think we have really great players, and he is a player's coach. Like he has his, his leadership council with all our leaders, and they meet regularly, and they're just always on the same page. And he takes, what they think into account, and he's very motivating and encouraging. And it's just like I feel like a coach like that, like you want to run through a wall for, because he's got your back at all times. So, I mean, I think he's done a great job with our season so far, and credit to him and credit to his staff. Like this is the best. I think the like a full staff, like it's probably the best I've worked with in my whole career. And so to have this my first rookie season, and like just the whole organization, like it really has been a dream come true. And to be able to work with everyone, and not only are they really talented and incredible at what they do, but they're such good people.
Mhm.
So, I mean, someone like that, like you just want to win a game for.
Meant to be.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll get you out on this one because we're taping this and we're 4 to 5 games left in the season. We're heading into the playoffs. It's here,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
is
funny
here.
because and how special, like your rookie season, and you have a real role on a contender, on a team that could make noise in the playoffs. It's like, how
Hmm.
special. Well, first of all, do you even feel like a rookie? Because you're 29. You're just technically a rookie in the WNBA.
Yeah. No, I don't feel like a rookie. I definitely, I feel like I have a bit of advantage in ways, like a lot of experience playing overseas. Um, in a lot of ways, like I've played against a lot of these girls before and done well against a lot of these girls before. So I'm just, they can call me a rookie. It's whatever, but I'm just here to win.
Period. Okay, so the question I was going to finish with was just, at the top of the season there were so many injuries, and kind of just the task was, could the Phoenix Mercury get healthy, and did they have enough time to mesh and gain chemistry? Now that we're heading into the playoffs and you guys have gotten more healthy, how
Hmm.
would you gauge where the team is at as far as like the way you're heading into playoffs and understanding of your overall team identity?
Yeah. I think we definitely were on a bit of a roller coaster ride. Injuries, one person came back, it changes things. Another person comes back, it changes things. And like that's literally been our entire season. But now that we have been, on like we've had a healthy team for a little bit now, like you can definitely kind of see the wheels turning and like our trust getting back and us being on the same page on defense and just I think we're definitely headed in the right direction at the right time. Obviously, that win against New York was huge, and
Huge.
keeping them to 24 points in the second half, like that is who we are. That's our identity, and I feel like everyone really buying in and like getting back to our joy. I think that was a big part of us. Is like we had so much fun in the first half of the season. Like we truly were on the same page. We trusted each other. Like we were having so much fun out there. And, things change and then you kind of lose who you are a little bit. But I really feel like we're really where we need to be, at the right time. So
Right on time, as always with
ex-
you.
exactly. Right on time.
It has been fascinating to chat with you. Just a delight. Thank you for the time.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It really has been fun.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be watching you through the playoff run and throughout the rest of your career. Thank you for joining Good Follow Show. You are part of the family, and I wish you the best in your first ever WNBA playoffs coming up.
Oh, thank you so much.